and welcome to the first episode of Women's Football Zone Lioness Edition. Early this week, Lauren spoke with Manchester City and England goalkeeper Khiara Keating. That's what she has to say.
Right, first question is, obviously you started football young as a child and your mum set up a team. Talk to me a little bit about that. Did it have an impact on you playing football when you were younger?
Yeah, I think definitely. Obviously, my mum made a team full of the local community kids because there wasn't that much there for us, like opportunity football-wise, in the community for us to play football on a regular basis and obviously enjoy it with our mates. So, yeah, my mum used to get a coach and pick up all the little local kids and we used to just go play tournaments and games. So, yeah, I think that was really influential in my career. Obviously, it was the first time I've kicked a ball with a team and just knowing that it was a mates and the experience that we had at such a young age was just so special and yeah, something I'll cherish for my career.
That's nice to hear. Obviously, there's not that many like black or goalkeepers of colour in the WSL right now. Who were your kind of inspirations growing up or role models that you looked up to?
Yeah, I think obviously I never really had someone of an ethnic minority to look up to, so mine was always like Joe Hart, and then when I really got interested in the women's game it was like Karen Bardsey. So like they're quite big city legends, you know what I mean, but I never really had that ethnic minority person or role model to look up to, so yeah.
So how do you feel about obviously you being like the first team goalkeeper for City now? How do you feel like a role model to younger people? Like, what's the feeling like in that?
Yeah, I think it's always an honour to obviously be a role model to all inspiring young girls that want to play football, but I think obviously being from an ethnic minority, it gives you that little edge to the little girls that are out there, ethnic minorities that are doubting themselves or thinking I can't do it because of the colour of my skin. And I think it's just, I'm very grateful to be in a position where I am of ethnic minority and can be a role model to these kids so they just look at me and think if she can do it and she's how she is, then I can do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And you made your senior debut when you were 17, am I right?
Yeah.
What was it like signing like your professional contract, your first professional contract for City?
Yeah, I think it was a turning stone in my career. Obviously my debut at such a young age makes you mature much faster than most people my age was doing at the time. Obviously being with the first team full time since I was 16, 17 is quite full on. So yeah, I think it was just I had to mature, and obviously it's such a proud moment, and obviously then finally signing my contract as soon as I turned 18 was special because it's a club that I've been at since I was little, and it's every girl's little dream to sign a professional football contract and obviously be a professional footballer. So it was just a very proud moment.
Yeah, and obviously you are still only young, only 19, and for many goalkeepers, I don't think we see people at your age as a goalkeeper starting for a first team. So what's the pressure been like on you to obviously perform every week, and have you had to deal with any like online trolls or anything criticising you? How have you dealt with that?
Yeah, I think obviously it was a very unexpected turn to the season at the start. Didn't really come in to expect to play and obviously play every WSL game that we've had this season. I feel like it is a lot of pressure, especially being at such a big club who's got such big expectations to win titles and have good performances. But I feel like I've dealt with it this season like as best as I can. There's been situations where obviously I've been in down places and my head's gone a bit, but I think just having the right people around me, and the girls have been amazing, just supporting me and helping me if I have any questions or if I have any like worries. But I feel like the main thing is just believing in myself. Obviously I am going to make mistakes, I am still so young, but just doing what I can do for the team and obviously hopefully winning the WSL this season.
Yeah, that would be a great achievement for you. How are the girls in the team environment? Did you settle in well? Obviously, being a young player coming up into that environment can be quite tricky sometimes and a bit intimidating, but how did you settle in with that?
Yeah, I think the girls from the start, as soon as I went up, have been class. Obviously, the likes of Demi and Steph, who are just born leaders and born role models, have kind of picked up the mother figure for me at the club, so I always know I have them two to go to, and the girls have just been so amazing, especially this season. I feel like we're closer than ever, and that kind of shows on and off the pitch. So yeah, I feel like the girls have just been amazing, and we're all focused and know what we want to achieve.
Yeah, obviously you've had a great season this year so far. What was it like getting your first England call-up? How did you feel about that? Because that's pretty big for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, I think it was a very, that's probably one of my highlights of my career so far. I think just being so young and everything happening so fast, I didn't expect Serena to call me that day and tell me that I was going to camp. I think it's just such a honour. Everyone wants to play for the country, and being called up at 19 is just something I'll never forget. And yeah, just very grateful for the opportunity, and obviously being called up to camps after that is just the same feeling that I get as soon as I get the email. I'm just that excited little kid who can't wait to go to camp.
Yeah, we heard a bit about your call-up story. So I'll not ask you to say that again. But how have you settled in with the girls? Obviously, a few City players are already in the senior setup. So has that helped you to make that step up and feel welcomed by the girls?
Yeah, I think massively. Obviously, majority of the City girls, well, I think it's 8 City girls was at my first camp. So it's always nice seeing familiar faces, but I feel like the rest of the girls, Mary, Millie, have all been so welcoming. I feel like I fit right in, and everyone's just accepted me for being me, which is nice, and I feel like it's just a homely environment, and yeah, very welcoming.
Yeah, it does seem like you've fitted in well. And last question from me, looking into the future, obviously you've signed a new contract with City till 2027. Do you have any personal goals, team goals? What's your plans for the future?
Yeah, I think obviously a big goal is win titles, and yeah, I think that is very possible. Hopefully the WSL this season, but personal awards maybe Young Player of the Year, Golden Glove, are all trophies that I do want to win and at least be in contention for.
Well, wish you good luck anyway, and
thanks.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of the Women's Football Zone Lioness Edition podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.